Hey everybody, it's Vitali here at Redmont Productions, and we're back with another live stream. And the topic, it's just not going to be that long, I don't guess, but what in the world is wrong with YouTube's monetization platform these days? I mean, seriously. Uh, I've been getting a lot of this. Let's pull this up real quick. See that right there? This is a product review video. There's no cuss words, no swearing, nothing controversial. I don't get it. Let's click on the request review and pull that up. And I've been getting a lot of this. It's been really bad here for the last month or two. Really, YouTube? Since when do we need to be policed? It's ridiculous. Most of us are grown-ups. You know, we live in the real world. I think all this has come about because of the political climate since Trump has taken office. Everybody's so thin-skinned and delicate and up in their feelings, and it's ridiculous. We've had this conversation several times over the last year about people being so delicate about little things that it's plumb crazy. You know, I don't make a lot of money off YouTube. I mean, so if they completely quit monetizing my video, I wouldn't lose that much. But I hate to lose it. A lot of the stuff that I buy isn't cheap. It costs me lots of money, and other people are considering whether they want to buy this stuff or not. And I'm trying to supplement my income here in the studio. So it hurts when you start punishing me and people like me because you're afraid that we might say something that hurts somebody that's delicate little feelings. Really, YouTube? As a businessman who advertises, I realize that sometimes my ads might get placed up by a video that I don't agree with. As a consumer, I realize that sometimes ads get placed up with content that the advertiser might not agree with. So I'm not gonna punish the advertiser because their ad's up against something that I don't agree with. I'm just not going to watch that person's video. I mean, that's how it's supposed to work in the real world. I don't always agree with things that I see in the newspaper, but my ad's there, and I paid for it to be there. Stop and think about this, people. You know, I live in a average sized little town. I say little because compared to New York, whatever, it is little. 135,000 people here. We've got one major newspaper here in Odessa, and then you go 40 miles up the road and we've got another paper. I've got two newspaper choices other than the Thrifty Nickel. And I see stuff in both those newspapers every single day that I find offensive and that I disagree with. But I still put my ad in that paper because a lot of people read that paper. And I've had one or two ads up on the AdSense platform over the years, and I have seen them on videos that I really didn't approve of, but it was okay. I just don't get it. Since when did we as a society need Big Brother to hold our hands? Since when do we need Facebook and Twitter and YouTube to hold our hands and walk us through lives? You know, I'm not trying to be ugly or any of that. I'm just trying to ask people to use common sense. Yes, I want a better world, and I work every single day to improve the world that I live in and those around me. One of the bad habits that I have is that I smoke. Maybe this is why they don't monetize my videos. But here's the thing: I didn't smoke a single cigarette in that last video. Society changes. When I started smoking, it was perfectly acceptable to sell a pack of cigarettes to a 7-year-old child. Nobody batted an eyelash. And we won't talk about how many years ago that was, because it was a long time ago. When people talk to me about smoking now, if they don't smoke, the first thing I tell them is don't ever start. It's a horrible habit. We discussed that in the Great Weed Debate video. That's another one that they won't monetize for whatever reason. Maybe it's because we were talking about weed and we were talking about the law. Well, I don't care who you are. If you live in the United States, the law applies to you and me, and it's supposed to apply equally. It doesn't always, but that's how it's supposed to work. And I'll bet you $1 they don't monetize this video either. And that's okay, YouTube, because I am now looking for other platforms, actively looking. I realize that you're supposed to be one of the biggest video platforms in the world today, but you know what? That can change. It sure can. All it's going to take is somebody to come up with a platform that works, and they can do what you were doing better than you're doing it now. Keep that in mind. There's no such thing as too big to fail. You know, as one of the common catchphrases used back from 2008, 2009, and up to today. Too big to fail. There's no company too big to fail, including YouTube. All it's going to take is somebody to come up with the next great thing, and then YouTube will be losing big time. There's other people tried and they failed. They sure have. But let me tell you what I think is going to be your downfall, YouTube. The fact that you're trying to be Big Brother and censor your content providers and censor what your viewers see alike. Now, there's such thing using common sense. I mean, and I 100% agree with some of it. Yes, I do, but others I don't. And there's a lot of people just like me, because we're grown, and we don't need people holding our hands and telling us what we should find acceptable and what we shouldn't. In polite conversation, somebody may tell me something that I disagree with, and if possible, I just ignore them and go on about my business. If they insist on trying to tell me how to run my life and blah, 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 I'll tell them where they can go and how they can get there. I don't need nobody to hold my hand. I don't need nobody to censor what I see and don't see. That was one of the things that made America great. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. You can go to a lot of other countries that are doing what we're doing here right now, and you'll see that it's not so good. And I'm afraid that we are slowly but surely moving in that direction. I'm not asking everybody to agree with me or even approve of what I'm saying. I'm just practicing my First Amendment right. But I'm doing it and trying to not be offensive or hateful or ugly. A lot of people confuse the freedom of speech, but they take that they can say what they want, when they want, however they want, and it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. You know, I'll be the first one to tell you that. I got in a lot of trouble when all the hate speech rallies were going on in North Carolina and all that, and Antifa showed up and was attacking people physically, and I'm like, hold up a minute. I agree with the fact that you don't like what they're saying because it is offensive, but just because you don't like what they're saying doesn't give you the right to physically attack somebody. That's against the law, period. And whether you agree with what they're saying or not, they're practicing their First Amendment right to the freedom of speech. Just because they have the right to say it doesn't mean that you have to listen to it. You can change the channel, you can walk away, you can go find some, you can give a speech of your own. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to like what they're saying, but they do have every right to say whatever it is that they're saying that you find offensive. That's how the law works. But I just want to know what's up with YouTube. I mean, like I said, that's just a video reviewing a light. I've done this right here. That's commonly used in photography and cinematography. And they say it may not be suitable for most advertisers. Really? Is it just because I said something? I'm thinking it's because I did this video right here, the great weed debate. And if you watch that video, you'll realize there's nothing in it offensive. I've got a lot that are monetized, don't get me wrong. But I do a video like this, and then I end up getting these for a month. Shame on you, YouTube. That's all I'm saying. This is about Tyler here at Red Barn Productions, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And I will point out that if YouTube starts censoring you to the extreme, there are other options out there, and I'm going to start looking into them, and slowly but surely start moving my videos over to other platforms, because I don't do hate speeches, and I don't do porn. I don't do any of the things that most of us would find unacceptable in today's society, and I don't like being censored. So I'm going to go look for a platform that treats me like an adult and treats most of my viewers like adults, because that's mostly who I aim to be talking to, is people that are adults. If I wanted to be appealing to children, I'd be putting up cartoons and stuff, or Sesame Street, something like that. There's nothing, and the fact of the matter is, there's nothing in that video that would be disturbing or offensive to a child. You know, if you're 8 years old and you want to learn about a great light that you can buy for $21, it's a good video. Y'all have a good one. This is by Tyler here at Red Barn Productions. If you don't like the way big platforms like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all that are treating you, speak up. Let them know that you're an adult and that you're going to start looking for other options. And then start looking for other options, because that's what I'm doing. I'm already experimenting. I'm doing more and more of my live streams over on Facebook. I'm doing more and more of my live streams over on Twitter. I'm starting to use Daily Motion more. Vimeo. Think about it.